Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 5th of July. So looking at the euro dollar first, and oops, I don't know why I really come out to the weekly basis, but let's have a look at the daily basis then. So at the moment, it appears that we're having a bit of a bounce off that air kiss on the daily 8. It may push on higher. We'll see what it does this morning. At the moment, from a four-hourly perspective, it's just sitting there. There was a bit of divergence around the lows at the moment. We've still got an untouched monthly pivot below. It may well break this four-hourly 21. If it starts breaking through that, maybe, as I say, we'll be pushing up higher. We came up short earlier on of the R1 through the Asian session there, pulled back down again. It may still want to pop up and catch that. It's already caught the daily pivot. Range is very tight today in terms of the pivots. They've been pinched because of yesterday's relatively modest movement there with the US asleep in the afternoon. Celebrating in the afternoon. It created very little volatility, particularly later in the session. So there we are. A break maybe. The R1 even, we may see us go push up to yesterday's highs. Very little scope in this at the moment, and I'd much rather see it break the lower side. There is a bit of a trend line running across that lower side. How far it'll actually push on, if it does move that way, if it does start selling off back below underneath that weekly pivot, we'll see. But that obviously got the potential of the possibly a bigger movement. Certainly the monthly pivot there, but not clear at the moment in terms of direction. Now, just take off a little bit here. Now, cable's still, I mean, it's gone through its weekly pivot. It's just short now of the daily 8. It too has air kissed it and had a bit of a reaction at the moment. Still looking at the potential for it to come down again towards the monthly pivot. There's still the potential there, but it's suddenly taken a bit of a turnaround here. Went into yesterday's lows there. There was obviously significant buying as it did so. Double bottom effectively, and it's pitched up for now at least. We'll see how it does. Hasn't quite caught up to its daily R1. Will it push on through, or will it start rolling over towards, as I said, the monthly pivot below? Perhaps again, it's quite tricky for me. If it starts looking at the upside there, it may just want to pitch up, catch the R1 and reverse. But if it starts pushing through, of course, yesterday's highs and maybe more would be it may be looking for a bigger move. Along with the euro, I'm short on both positions at the moment, on both currencies slightly at the moment, so small positions, but there's still continuation to the downside I'm expecting. But of course, at some point, I could be wrong. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen. Well, it's messing around the dollar yen. In a sense, if this is pushing up, it's should be helping my other positions, but it's pushing up, it seems, on its own at the moment. It is looking good through the Asian session to sell off and roll over. It pitched up a little bit there, done a funny little pattern there, but started rolling off. But once again, pitching up here. Again, it's got untouched weekly, monthly pivots below, but it's struggling to pass that. At the moment, there's almost a wedge sort of forming within this. If I can get the trend line to work. There's a wedge sort of forming over that sort of area there. So just really looking for it to show its hand perhaps out of that sort of zone, but it's almost favoring if it breaks that prior high there, okay, may run into yesterday's highs, etc., but it's almost favoring the upside at that point. Okay, and yeah, break of the low, it's lower high, and it's favoring the downside. So it's a waiting game there for any entries for the dollar yen. Aussie dollar, well, had a bit of bounce, almost touched it. Again, another air kiss. There's a lot of air kisses going along on the lows here, but yesterday came down just about air kissed the monthly pivot. There was a weekly S1 at that point, so hence why it's probably bounced from that. From this 4-hourly lower highs, lower lows, looks like it could still sell off. We're just short of the, just coming up short back of that hourly 50. And it's again an air kiss of that. It's pulled back off that at the moment. Maybe the safer move, if it is going to continue on this downside here, would be a break of the trend line that's sort of sitting across the lows here. Sorry, badly drawn, but you can see what I'm looking at there. So, and I'd prefer to be in trading with that, as I say, with the lower highs, lower lows that's sort of sitting here. Be rather trying to trade that back down towards yesterday's lows, and maybe through the pivot towards the daily S1. So that's the Aussie dollar, and finally the Canadian dollar, which has done well on the basis of just going to oil first. The oil's back up to $47 a barrel now, so it's pushing back towards that $50 mark, which is I think most producers aim to get it back up there at least. Well, they'd like to see it up there. Okay, so Canadian dollar yesterday with the kicker in the oil price pushed up once again there, also strengthened once again, and against the US dollar pulling back down here. Still got weekly, monthly pivots sitting above us. There is a bit of divergence where we are here. There is the possibility for some weakness, but it's really playing against the bigger hand of the downside at the moment, and it may be easier to, if the opportunity arises, to be selling in towards yesterday's lows as opposed to trying to catch a bottom here. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. News, we have got some news today. Let me just click on the right buttons here. I've been adjusting my news system a bit here. So UK services PMI out this morning at 9:30. That could give us a decent kicker. It's the most important of the PMI figures to come out. That's, as I say, that's at 9:30. It's released by market, who don't give the information to anyone beforehand, so we'll get the reaction at 9:30 of that. And then 7 p.m. is the only this evening is the FOMC minutes, so expect some volatility coming from that. Even though most of the speakers, of most of the voters, have spoken since the meeting, but all the same, it does create some volatility. Right, that's pretty much it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.